Saa nunku. Sunana Femi. Ni dan Nigeria ne ama ina zauna ne akasa Ingla. Kuma ni ne nai wannan film din African Apocalypse tare da director Rob Lemkin. Mun yi duba ne akan tarihi mulkin Malaka, Fransa a Niger. Duk mun sani cewa akwai iyaka tsakanin Nigeria da Niger. Menene dalili wannan iyaka da ke tsakaninsu? Menene dalili da ya sa muku raba al'umma Hausawa a tsakanin Fransa da Ingila? Wannan film shi ne tarihin wannan iyaka. Wannan film din shi ne tarihin mulkin Malaka. And it's a very important film. It's a very dark history, but it's a history which we all need to know, both in Hausaland and in the UK and in France and all over the world. Because really, this colonialism is what has made our modern world, and it is what has structured the inequalities and the injustices which we see today. And so I hope you enjoy the film. I hope you learn something from it. And we're very happy to be partnering with Arewa 24 to distribute it in West Africa, in Nigeria, Niger, Chad, and wherever there are Hausa speakers. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rob Lemkin. I'm the director of African Apocalypse and the co-writer with Femi Nylander. Our film tells the story of how France and Britain divided Hausaland between them, and of how intense French violence overwhelmed communities who speak Fula and Zama and created the modern border between Niger and Nigeria. Sadly, this story of violent European conquest could have been told in so many areas of Africa and around the world. But what I hope this film does, which has not so often been done before, is present the story told by the communities of the region. Too often, this kind of history has been told only using European colonial sources. We're delighted that thanks to Arewa 24 television, we're able to present the film for you in Hausa. We made the film for audiences in Africa and Europe because we believe that this is all our common past and we must all work to transform our collective future. But to do this, we must squarely face this traumatic and difficult history of colonialism of the sort that we see in this film. Before the film starts, I would like to read a quotation from the celebrated Hausa poet and scholar El Hadji Umaru. Umaru was born in Kano in 1858, and so he was around 40 years old when the events that our film describes happened. He wrote 3 extraordinary epic poems about the French, British and even German invasions of West Africa. 2 of these poems were written in Arabic. One of them was written in Hausa Ajami. In the poems, which are genuine epics of destruction and are extraordinary evocations of this experience of these colonial invasions. In the poems, he name checks many of the towns and villages that you're going to see and hear in our film. Sai, Ketachi, Dosso, Lugu, Dogonduchi, Maradi, Tessawa, and so on and so forth. He even mentions the French commander, who you're going to get to know quite a lot about in our film, Paul Voulet, and he refers to him as that dishonourable lieutenant. The first poem which he wrote, which is what I'm going to quote from, was written at the time of the events of our film. Umaru called it Entrance to the Water Gorge of History by One Who Comes to It with Insight. And this is a quote from his poem. Our homes have become uncomfortable. Our whole world's become uninhabitable. It has been rocked, and what was built is destroyed. I am confused. I am at a loss about what to do in this world. Many of Umaru's thoughts and ideas in his poems are echoed by the Nigerians that we meet in this film and that you're about to see. We can only hope that our approach to what Umaru calls the water gorge of history will play in its small way some kind of part in helping us all to find a better and more just world.